Rhythm is life. Rhythm is soul. I say let's get it right this time. Let love unfold.
Yeah, I did make a couple of notes actually, because while you're pointing about keep coming to see what you're not, and finally things land, like just seeing all those thoughts, they're feeling less and less like a me, or I'm doing them. So I guess that's what you mean by coming to see what you're not, getting away from that, that becoming less dense, or whatever words we want to use.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of coming to see what you notice is trying to identify that we take ourselves to be. What is that?
Well, for me, it's thoughts, for sure.
Mm.
And it's probably, and the body, I'm sure too, but what's showing up at the moment is those thoughts that there's much less sense of them being me, that I'm doing the thinking and so on.
Okay, so that's good. So who's been impacted by the thoughts?
Well, no one. It's less like there's an impact. But what I'm really seeing is how thoughts instantaneously, or a story instantaneously appears about anything and everything.
Funny about that.
Liz, Donna and I were looking at some names of people. I've got a little holiday accommodation place. I've got all these different names of people coming. All I ever get to see really is their name. And you look at a name like John Taylor and you like immediately have a mental image of what a John Taylor might look like. And then you look at other names probably from China and you're going, you immediately, it's there. It's fully formed, this mental abstraction, and it makes stories up about why things are happening too. Like I was doing something and I'm going, oh, that's happening, thoughts are going, oh, that's happening because, of this, this and this. And I go, that's just happening. But I could see that how thoughts make up an instantaneous story about why it's happening. It has to have a why. Shows up with a why.
Yeah, look, the biggest story it tells is when we use your name, Debbie, then there's a huge story.
Yeah.
This story's, I mean, you mentioned John Taylor, and there's an imaginary story that goes on with that.
Yeah. No idea whether it's true or not, but you think that the Debbie story is true and is real. Yeah.
But look how big the story is.
Yes. Definitely. And it feels like there's a person there experiencing that story.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm not. That's part of what I'm not, isn't it? Those stories. Because there's awareness of it.
Yeah. So we can get confused there. The experiencing is happening.
Mm.
It's just not happening to a Debbie.
Yep. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the upside of that is, are you experiencing right now? You just experienced the taste of a coffee, right?
Yep.
Or tea, whatever it is. Yeah.
It's coffee, yeah. You can't deny that.
So there is experiencing that is occurring.
Yes.
Yeah. The only place an experience can occur is presently. Any experience of the past or the future is mind made. So it's not really an experience. You can't experience the future until it arrives in the present. You can't experience the past, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all we have in relation to the past is a memory, story, or a description.
Which is not the actual.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't have the same sensory experience of drinking coffee, for instance. You know, drinking coffee doesn't require any thoughts for the experience, does it? It doesn't. It's just completely sensory.
Yeah, the thoughts will just tell a story about coffee.
If there's thoughts, but there may not be thoughts about it. You don't need thoughts to have that experience.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah. But ordinarily, yeah, mind will throw up. It throws up stories about everything.
Yes, it does. Everything.
Yeah. It's like, you know, Deb, let's flip it. Why don't you start from the fact that you're looking for, you already are. Let's start from there. Yeah? You're already awake. Yeah. Let's start from there and go looking for what you're not. Stop trying to find what you are from what you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start from the fact that you're already here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mind can't experience this here-ness, so it constantly overlooks it.
Yeah. You know? Seeing that's becoming clearer.
Yeah. So flip it around. Yeah.
Because you can't negate this.
No. Right here is awareness, consciousness. Right here.
Yep.
And you can be conscious of the mind, but can the mind be conscious of this consciousness?
No.
It'd take two conscious entities for a start, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
One here is conscious of the mind.
Yep.
If the mind was conscious, and you'd have the mind being, it'd be kind of a bit.
Yeah. Now, what's really, I think, making it clearer is you suggested that I just sit without any, any other distractions.
Yeah.
And I think that's making it clearer. Yeah. But it also stirs up a lot too. There's, like you said, the mind will arc up, and it does. It gets pretty busy. But that's really, on that one-on-one we had, you said to sit.
Yeah.
And it's easier to see somehow. It's falling away. I don't know how to.
Awesome. Look, whilst you're doing that, Deb, the content of mind believes it's having an experience.
Yeah.
It does. Believes it's having an experience. Yeah. Now, for an experience to be had, there's got to be consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see if you can find any residue at all of consciousness in the mind whilst you're sitting.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's consciousness that is aware of the mind, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but
How could there be consciousness in the mind?
Well, they can't, but that's the story that the mind is saying. Mind is saying, I am conscious. I am experiencing this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
aware of that.
Yeah. So, you know, is there any form of consciousness that's being experienced in the mind so that that consciousness can then now be aware of this consciousness that's right here, right now?
Mm. Can't be.
Would have to be conscious.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to be separate.
So, I mean, you'd have 2 points of consciousness.
Yeah. As if it's outside of your awareness, but it's never outside of your awareness.
It's just the 1 point of consciousness.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's not even a point, is it? It's just the whole.
Yeah. And I mean, you're conscious of mine. You're conscious of my face that you're looking at now.
Mm.
Conscious of that lovely couch that you're sitting on with that looks like it's got a throw over it and the colours in it. Like, you're conscious of that. Yeah. You're conscious of everybody else that's sitting here.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Conscious of the mind, thoughts, conscious of feelings in the body, conscious of the body. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that consciousness is being experienced right now, right here.
Fully.
Right here.
Fully.
Yeah.
Fully. There's no.
Yeah. So start from there.
Yeah.
Because when I say start from there, that's what the mind's looking for.
Yeah. It's already here.
Yeah.
Mm.
So start from the fact that you already are that.
Mm.
Start from there.
And just rest in that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Watch the mind. Know that the mind is not conscious. You are.
Yeah. It certainly gets quite busy in this undoing. And last week there was even quite a bit of fear came up. And I got together with Donna on Sunday. That really helped. But yeah, there was certainly some sense of fear, which is just another description for a sensation, which could also have many other names. But anyway, I called it fear.
Yeah.
Or the mind called it fear.
Mm. Did the mind say that it was a founded fear?
No.
So
no, it's just the shakiness.
Right. So nothing was happening in your world?
No, nothing. No.
Mm.
And even teary, like wasn't actually physically crying, but it was like there's a little me there that's getting anxious and afraid, and even felt like crying, although the tears didn't actually come. But it's like the dream, I'm aware, there's awareness of the dream character.
Yeah.
Probably the best way I could put it.
Yeah.
But that's passing too.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
How did you feel about experiencing that?
Donna and I had a chat, and like at one stage I'm like trying to fight it off, and then she's saying, well, bring it on bring on these feelings, it's okay, don't be afraid of the dragon, go. So that was a little turning point. It was great because then it was like, yeah, it's okay. I know I'm okay. I know I'm fine.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you felt fear, yeah?
Yeah.
And
felt unfounded.
And ordinarily when we feel that, we want to get away from it, or we want it to go. We want it to pass.
Yep.
Yeah? True?
True, yeah.
Okay. So if you had a 3-year-old little girl sitting in the room with you, and she's telling you, I'm scared,
yep,
I'm fearful, and she was shaking, and she had tears welling up in her eyes, would you send her out the room, not want her to be there? No. So stop doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
That was good advice. That was good advice coming from Donna.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Go there with
you can forget that when you get in the midst of it, you can forget these things, you know.
Yeah.
Because I know, you know, I've done it before, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, it was great advice.
Yeah.
A good thing to remember.
Yeah.
As this stirs up with everyone who's on this path, because it will happen if you, it's just undoing.
Yeah. And you know, if you watch our own human behavior, generally with feelings like that, we want to push them away.
Yeah.
We don't want to accept them. I do not want to be feeling this fear.
That's right.
I want it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the tact that we've always taken. Yeah. So perhaps instead of taking that tact, do what Donna said, be there with it, but love it.
Yep.
It's crying out to be noticed.
And to be loved.
Well, the truth is that that you're experiencing, that the mind has labelled fear, is love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the labelling of it becomes fear.
Yeah, but the sensation's the same.
Yeah. Yep, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
To discover.
Yeah. It's just a movement of energy in the body, and the mind goes, oh, this is fear, in the exact same movement of energy in the body, and the mind goes, oh, this is love, I love this.
Yeah.
It's the same energy.
Yeah. I wouldn't have believed that if I hadn't experienced it.
Yeah. That you're looking for, you already are. So start from the fact that you already are that. Start from there. And from there, come to see what you're not. Anything you can be aware of.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. Beautiful. Nice, Deb. But if that fear thing comes up again, don't run from it, don't push it away.
No.
Yeah, embrace it.
Yeah.
Even if you have to picture it like it's you at 3 years of age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't ask it to leave the room. You'd go over to the child and you'd pick it up, you'd hold it and reassure it.
No, very powerful.
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah, thanks, Terry.
Mm.
Yeah.